Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Trial Leisure Gaming. It's time for Tag Weekly, Week 17, guys. And hey, if you want to choose a topic next week, just let me know in the comments down below. This week's topic, Madden 24 and the NFL Draft. Now, it's kind of a football topic. That's why I squeezed both these together. Let's talk about Madden 24. I've been enjoying it. You see, I kind of had a rough start at the beginning. Wasn't really pulling anything good. My luck was really poor in a lot of stuff. And it started rough. There was a lot of issues, and I think everyone had these issues. But there was a point where I was just like, I'm not enjoying myself. And so I stopped playing Madden, and EFC wasn't any better. But around the time of playoffs, if you don't know, I watch football almost every match, every week. I love football. I love watching it. I found myself at playoff time, getting back into Madden, and I was pulling amazing. Of course, pack luck was increased and odds were increased, but I was slowly really catching up. I pulled one limited in the playoffs, and haven't pulled one since. AEA, I'm gonna find another limited, especially the one coming up. You know, Cam the Bam Chancellor or Bam Bam Cam would be pretty cool, but that's beyond my point. I started enjoying it. Super Bowl up until now, whether it was the recent draft promo was okay-ish. Hated that they locked some of the stuff behind PvP, especially since as someone who didn't play that much and skipped out for a lot and really only played bits and pieces here and there and did a lot of franchise and stuff through the past few Maddens. I always touched Ultimate Team a bit, but I struggled in that draft mode. I was doing horrible. And I was just like, God, this is horrible. Thankfully, I did get the free 99, what was it, Linderbaum, I think it was. And I did get him from completing the solo battles one and the head-to-head one. But I'm not that great online. So that seeing something locked behind a PvP, like part of it locked behind PvP, bothered the living crap out of me, to be honest. I hated it. Better players probably enjoyed it. Someone like me who's shitty didn't enjoy it. But, I'm super excited. I've had a lot of good luck, pack luck, polling stuff. I pulled, who was it? I think I crafted Michael Vick, but I pulled a lot of 98s from the Ring of Honor program. I pulled Eric Dickerson out of a Ring of Honor pack randomly. That was amazing. I pulled him out of a pack, and I was just like, all 99s, And my current squad's like a 98 overall. But point is, I've been having a really good time. And it's one of those things that as I enjoyed and more playing Madden Ultimate Team, and this is on a no money spent, not trying to do super meta stratty stuff, just picking players I enjoy, having a good time, trying to get a 99 overall squad. Stuff like that slowly and surely. Kind of started it as a pack and play kind of thing at one point too, and kind of moved away from that, but kind of not. Getting off topic. I've been enjoying Madden 24 a lot, whether it's franchise, what is the story mode called? Superstar, right? Is it Superstar? Anyways, you know what I mean. And Ultimate Team, I've been enjoying it. I've been playing it a lot, doing the dailies and everything, and opening packs. And when I see a player that's not really going in sets, and needs trading, I just self-training, open mystery packs, get more stuff, and then just enjoy it. And I enjoy it. And I think that's really good. And guys, if you're playing Ultimate Team, let me know how your pack luck's been. Like I said, I haven't pulled a single limited since around the playoff promo. I think it was around then. It was a limited around that time. But he's, funny enough, not on my squad anymore. Yay. But point is, guys, I've been enjoying, football. If you did not know, I watch every game almost every weekend. I watch highlights. I follow a ton of YouTubers, and I love football. I do. I've loved football since I was a little kid. I grew up in a household where I had, family members who were diehard. I was born in Cali, so 49er fans, Ram fans. I had Oakland Raider fans in my family. And it was one of those, things that by the time I was getting into it, LA Rams were no longer LA. They were St. Louis. Oakland was still, Raiders were still in Oakland. And I moved to Washington when I was young, started elementary school. And football was something I loved. I fell in love with the Seahawks and then the Packers, watching Aaron Favre throw the ball and just see that slinging, whether it was good or bad. I just enjoyed watching the deep throw and him making these weird, crazy plays. And as I got older and older, especially in high school, I started to appreciate defense more. And especially start middle school, and that has to do with some of the Ravens, Giants defensive players. I started to enjoy the Eagles, watching, Andy Reid coach there. And then, honestly, I was a 49er fan, and kind of, sort of. I was actually kind of a big Alex Smith fan. It was kind of, Alex Smith was the first time I kind of, when he was, joined the 49ers, that was really my first experience really paying more attention to the draft. And at this point, because I'd watch it, but like, as I watched it more and more, I liked Alex Smith. And when he left 49ers, joined the Chiefs, that's kind of when I became a big Chiefs fan. And then I was like, yeah, come on. I was always rooting for him. And Alex Smith really was the reason, plus obviously Andy Reid eventually. But, Alex Smith, Andy Reid, Mahomes obviously now and what they've done. And, the players they've had, Eric Berry and the story he had. And there's a lot of reasons to like the Chiefs now. I know some people could be sick of them, seeing them win championship after championship. But as someone who saw the Patriots do it over and over again, no, I'm okay. I'm okay seeing the Chiefs win until they get to 5, and then they can cool it and let some of these other teams that haven't won one in a little bit, Seahawks, get some. Hey, maybe the Cardinals. Bring Larry Fitzgerald out of retirement for a day and, give him a ring because he deserves it. And they have Marvin Harrison now. Or maybe some other teams like the Detroit Lions. I think they deserve one. I wouldn't mind the Packers getting another. But my point is, I love football, and it's changed for me always, whether it was as a Seattle fan when I was young, and I'm still a Seattle fan. When we went to the Super Bowl, lost to Steelers was heartbreaking, but what a defense. I literally still have a Lofa Tatupu jersey back there. Drew Brees and watching him with the Saints. I mean, there's just some players that make you fall in love with a team. And, Drew Brees was one of those stories of the Saints after Katrina and all that. I mean, there's just so many good stories in life and in football. And, I really fell in love with the sport. Now, there's also teams I hate with a passion, but not hate so much that I ever hate on the fan base or hate on anything. I joke about it, but I would never actually, super hate on a fan base. But, yeah, my love for football has taken such a path that now sitting here, if you did not know, I watch, every game, like I said, but I watch every NFL draft. I do a lot of mock draft stuff off. I've never recorded it because I don't think I'm all that good. I try to predict draft picks. I try to predict stuff. This year, as I think everybody else, Michael Penix from my Huskies, from my Dogs, him getting picked by the Falcons ruined it. I think ruined almost everybody's mock draft. Funny enough, in one of my mock drafts, I did actually see the Bills trading with the Chiefs because that just felt like a Bills thing they would do. Because the Bills have done some weird junk lately. Point aside. It's one of those things where I love the draft. And spending the weekend watching the draft, playing Madden, draft promo, getting some great players. Again, no limited. Say yay. Bam Bam Cam. Send me Bam the Cam Chancellor. Did I just say Bam the Cam? Cam the Bam. Bam Cam. You get it. Yeah, send me. Help me pack that card, please. But no, it's one of those things that watching the draft, I came up with ideas like I had a franchise series on this, and this is kind of back to Madden. Not about the draft, but it is a part of the draft because I then came up with an idea for a franchise series, and I wanted to bring it back, and I am. You will be seeing a Madden 24 franchise series, and when NCAA comes out and Madden 2025, since I think that's what they're going to call it, since Madden 25 is already a 25th anniversary game, so they couldn't use 25 again, so I think they're going to call it 2025. I want to do with Madden 2025 franchise content, but I also want to do Ultimate Team content. I have an idea for that, but we'll get to that as it gets closer. NCAA, I don't know if they're going to do an Ultimate Team side of it, but they do. I probably will do some of that too. But I'm just like, I love football. Before my grandmother passed, if you don't know, and I'm talking about my grandmother, you'll probably see me look over here. There's a photo of her. I have a little thing to honor her because she was one of the most important people. She was Washington Redskins, Washington football team / Washington Commanders. I mean, she was there when it was still the Redskins name. She was there when it was, all the way up to the Commanders through the football team era too. And, that was only like a a season or two, so not that long. But she was there. She loved that team. And it'd be, as always, it's a 3-point team. They won by 3 or lost by 3, it always seemed like. And she loved that team. And at the end of the day, it was one of those things where, after her stroke and being her home care aide, every Sunday, wake up, watch all the games together. Draft time, we'd pick draft picks. She had nicknames for some of her favorite players. And she loved football. She loved her Washington Commanders, but she loved football in general. And she loved to see big plays happen regardless who did it because they were just such cool moments. And that love for football from my family and all that has transferred to me and been surrounded by it. And it's one of those things where for a while there, football was kind of, when she passed, was kind of depressing because I'd always watch it with her. And it's one of those things where the last draft, seeing really cool things like, YouTuber Tom Grossi, who I watch, and I watch him, Brandon Perner, and all those, seeing him win NFL Fan of the Year was so cool. And there was just so much to fall in love with football again that it was just like, it really brought the inspiration to me to want to bring football content. And I know right now I have this whole thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! And my critting it, and I'm going to really think about it, discuss it with people, because I think maybe it's not that I'm falling out of love with Yu-Gi-Oh! I think I just need that step back from it, where I just need that moment to kind of clear myself with it, because it's like I was so focused on getting content out by looking for a job and the stress of that. I feel like my stress on things, which, there's a lot of it, financial, job hunting, sometimes when I watch football stuff like the draft this year, I did get a little sad and a little depressed because my grandmother's not here. And like I said, I watched that together with her ever since she had her stroke for like 15 years ago, 13 years ago. Technically she had it 13 years ago, but she passed away anyways. It was just one of those things where for like 10 plus years, we'd watch all that stuff every day. Sunday was football day. Always made sure I got that day off. Watch football with her. Draft day, always made sure I got those 3 days off. It was something that I kind of built around to spend time and watch, and those were memories. And it's like, I think I just had so much stress and other stuff. I've put it onto Yu-Gi-Oh! And that will be a discussion point in a next video I make about that. But I realized watching the draft and enjoying football and enjoying Madden, that I just want to make content about that. And I need to just kind of try not to let the stress of that stuff ruin what I love. And if I need to take a small break from Yu-Gi-Oh! To kind of let that settle so that stress fades from that and come back into it, that's great, guys. I hope you don't mind the kind of ranty thing, but let me know, Ultimate Team, have you pulled anything awesome? Let me know what you thought about the draft, because, hey, I love a lot of teams, but, hey, my Seahawks, we got Byron Murphy, great defensive tackle. We've been missing that for a hot minute. Gotta love Texas. They played a great game against the Huskies, and happy to have Byron Murphy. We got Christian Hayes from UConn. He's a guard. Great. Offensive line has been an issue since Max Unger left. Tyrese Knight, a linebacker. I think some people think he could be a reach. He's talented. We'll see if he kind of pans out. AJ Barner, tight end from Michigan. Who knows about tight ends here? Sometimes they turn out great. Sometimes we get great tight ends that look great and then they fall apart. I don't know what it is. We got Pritchett from Auburn, cornerback. Who else do we get? We got, let me look here. Lumea, tackle out of Utah. DG James, out of Auburn, another cornerback. I think he was really great value, actually, at pick 192. And then Michael Jarrell, tackle, Finlay, final pick 207. I honestly think we had some great great picks, and I was really happy with this year's draft. I enjoyed it. I thought if everyone's team pounds out, we always wonder if the team's plan and everything will figure itself out, all the players will develop and, develop into, what we see the best versions are. I'm kind of, I don't know, some drafts, I watch it and some picks are just head scratching. Like, why did you take that person there? Sometimes they have needs over, best player available. Most, some teams go best player available. Some goes by needs. Some reach just because they need a need there, at a position. And it's one of those things where, I don't know, this year I felt like this draft was outside the Michael Penix, surprising thing there. Which it totally felt like the Falcons totally didn't pay attention to the fact that the Broncos, the the Raiders, and I am totally now spacing on the other. How am I spacing on the other team? I'm actually like losing my mind. Vikings. Oh my god, I forgot the Vikings. I'm literally looking at, it's because I'm looking at my purple, like on my recording, obviously I have all my purple stuff over here. Looking at the purple on my shirt, my YouTube shirt. What up, YouTube? But I was looking at the purple. I was just trying to think of any other color. And of course, the one color I needed to think about was the purple I'm staring at for the Vikings. But it felt like the Vikings was like, oh, okay, we'll take McCarthy. And the Broncos were like, okay, hey, we'll take Bo Nix. And the Raiders were like, we'll take Penix. It's great. And the Falcons are like, oh, look at those cool guys over there. I'm going to take this Bo Nix. I'm going to take this Michael Penix, though. And the Raiders are like, dude, we had an agreement over here. What the, like, you could just tell those three had a mutual agreement way before the draft started, it felt like. It felt like those three had set in stone who'd they take. And everyone was going to, and the Falcons were just like, oh, I'm going to take this without asking. Just like, oh, God. It just felt like those three had a mutual agreement that was completely shattered. And it was just hysterical when it happened because I lost my shit. And, hey, it was great to see so many Huskies, so many players from UW taken as someone who attended the school and everything. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved seeing Washington players named, called, and seeing him taken top 10 didn't have that in a single one of my mocks. I gotta be honest. But it was cool to see nonetheless, and hopefully that whole situation gets figured out. But yeah, I don't know, this draft outside that Penix pick, it felt like everything was really even and cool. And other than the Bills, why would you trade a pick to the Chiefs so they can take a wide receiver? Maybe you just thought, yeah, he's speedy. Worthy's going to be a bust. I don't know, but you don't do that. You literally trade it to anybody else just to, get past that. But this draft was fantastic. I enjoyed it. It was really interesting. I thought there was a lot of, I don't know. I feel like if everything, everything has to pan out. Everyone has to develop correctly. But a part of me sitting here looking at this draft afterwards, during, it still feels like it was one of the better balanced drafts. And I don't know if I'm just on some sort of copium or what, but it did. It just felt like a really good, solid draft all the way around. And the Detroit crowd made it amazing, guys. But I've ranted on long enough. Let's shift from football to the former Tag Vlog goals, guys, because if I don't talk about it, I will forget. Lose weight. I am working on it. I need to lose weight because, hey, how else am I supposed to end my streak of being a single weeb? Find a job. I'm looking. I wish I could say I found a job because then things would change. Things would probably be initially really busy as I adjust to working and in making content. But yeah, get a video sponsor. I wish that would prove the channel has reached a certain milestone. So while you today go to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon event. For now, it probably would be a Digimon event, but this month, once it passes, for some reason there was like a big thing on everyone's running green decks. Fortunately, the decks I'm using for the Digimon thing are 2 red decks, the yellow hybrid, and the Beelzemon deck. None of those are green. Urza collab with a YouTuber, I almost said YouTuber, with 5K plus subs on both channels. Again, another milestone that would indicate we have reached a certain plateau. And Urza get to 500 subs. We're at 367. I want to thank the new subscriber. We are on the road to 500, guys. Let's keep it up. But let me know what you thought about this Tag Weekly, and thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, tag out. I want to give a special thank you to all my Patreon members. Urza and Scott, you're amazing. If you guys want to check out Patreon and join it to get a shout out at the end, check Patreon down in the link to the description below. And you can, also like Scott did, make me re-record this.